Hello again, everybody, and welcome back to another FTB Infinity Expert on the Skyblock world here. As you can see, we've added another staircase right over here. We got that guy set up, and that's going to be for our animals down the road here. And there's a few other things that I need to show you before we get going in the video. So one of the things that I need to show you here, first and foremost, is down here. So we did get the second boiler set up over here, along with the steam dynamos, and we did some of this on stream and all that kind of stuff. One thing about chunks, okay, make sure that you are loading the correct chunks with these things and all that kind of stuff. So I had to move the pipe forward for now, just so it's included in this chunk, because I don't have any additional chunk loading at this time. Alright, so make sure you're including it in the same chunks and all that kind of stuff. Eventually, once we get a little bit more settled, we may dip it down below, and we may also move these ones down here, or at least this one down here, to maybe the basement down below. That way we're only needing to load the 2-3 chunks type thing for this setup. So make sure you're on that as well. Also, in the chunk type thing, we're all in a chunk here for the entire farm, which is just perfect, as well as all of the vat and all that kind of stuff. So this is all going to keep on running. So let's explain this first and foremost. We do have a harvester down here. Right now I just have a resonant portable tank here collecting the sludge. We'll have to upgrade that to an ender tank pretty darn soon. As you can see, the harvester is harvesting the crops. So I decided to switch us over to potatoes. I'm not going to do poisonous potatoes at this point in time because I don't think it'll keep up. But I am storing them right there in case we need them for later. So down here we just have a similar type of farm basically. We have the 10-10-10 cinder pearls, we have the 10-10-10 redstone seeds, the potatoes, and the sugar cane. Alright, now all of those 4 items get harvested by the harvester with a tin upgrade. Small little farm, but I don't think we need that much bigger. So that gets harvested and gets delivered accordingly. So sugarcane and cinder pearls go to these caches, alright? And then these caches, we have a transfer node with a world interaction upgrade and a crafting table behind it. And what that does, we can look at this one, it's a little less crowded. What that does is it searches in a 3x3 space behind it for craftable materials. Now, the only recipe for cinder pearls is blaze powder. So, boom, it crafts blaze powder. It goes into the transfer node and gets pulled into the appropriate drawer. Alright? Same thing with the sugar cane. It crafts up into sugar. Pretty straightforward. It tries to do the most basic first, as you can see. So we're not getting paper or anything like that you can make from sugarcane. Just the nice and simple, it brings in the one item of where it is. Now, if we had 3 inventories of sugarcane, you could automate paper, for example. And that's the same thing, it's coming up and getting distributed. Of course, the poisonous potatoes are going up there. And I have this set up here, so it's only a one-way. Thus, these transfer nodes can't try to send anything back. Not that they would go anywhere, but it just makes it so that they search less inventories. So it's not going to search any of these while it does it. And this one's not going to search any of these, okay, as well. And those are just going into the specific drawers accordingly. Pretty straightforward, right? I think so. Of course, we have power to all of these things. Pretty fundamental stuff so far, and our boilers are working terrifically. No complaints whatsoever. We have about 400 EU per tick coming out of here and going into our mass fab, along with the 135, which I've ran out. They're depleted at the moment, so we'll have to adjust that. And we made an upgrade over here. This guy had to become reinforced because we were actually not able to keep up with our cobblestone. And right now, we're at about a perfect balance for the amount of cobblestone we're going through and producing. And we have the 4 recyclers all going, 2 with 4 overclockers and 2 with 5 overclockers at this current time. And those are all going into there. Now, you'll see that we don't have transfer nodes on here. And the reason being is I upgraded to a retrieval node from extra utilities. Now, a retrieval node is pretty straightforward. It's this guy here, but it does require a QED, ender pearls, emeralds, and some transfer nodes. But what that does is it looks for all of the adjacent inventories that it's scanning to pull items towards it. Alright, so it's continually looking and pulling out scrap to put into the mass fab. Make sense? I think so. Alright, now the next big thing. We got our replicator last episode. Where are we at with it? 32. Oh, that's beautiful. Almost 33. So we're halfway there to an AE2 system, and to really start doing a lot of the automation that I really want to get done in our base. That is pretty awesome. Another night of sitting. Maybe this time tomorrow night I will have my AE2 system. That is pretty darn sweet, or at least the ability to make it. Now there's a few more things that we need to obviously craft to get to that point, but we need to address those today. But one of the first things I want to try, if we go over here, these guys are noisy. In case you guys didn't notice, they're a little noisy. Now, there is an alternative to sieving, and I just wanted to bring it up with you guys that it does work. And this is the auto sieve by X-Compressum. It's about the same cost. It's actually a little bit cheaper. It's actually got a little guy inside of it that, you know, hits the dust or whatever it is you're you know, grinding down. It's kind of cool, to be honest. And it's not overly expensive, and it doesn't make any noise. Now, you can upgrade it with enchanted books. Okay, so that's how you upgrade it. So you can get Fortune 3 and Efficiency 5 and all that kind of stuff. And the only way to speed it up is by feeding the little guy inside of it some food. So it does work pretty well. I'm not going to build it this time around, but I just wanted to bring it to your guys' attention. Whereas this right now, it goes way faster, I think, than even efficiency. And the other thing about the books is they do lose durability over time. So, but they are very nice for your FPS, client-side FPS. They're very good for that because there's no particles like you see here. These are bad for your frames. Just saying. There's no updates, none of that. It's a pretty slick block made by Blay. Really good block. But anyways, we need to move on. And we need to get the other item that's required. So, in the quartz wrench, if we look it up here, we need enhanced Galgadorian metal. Now, for the most part, we are there for this. We can almost make this no problem. I think this is the only problem. I think it's actually the mushrooms that are the only problem at this point in time. And we can probably get those done pretty easily. Yeah, so that's the only problem there, I think. I think that's the only problem. Let's just confirm. Because we have blaze. Oh, slime balls is the other one. But we can make those. That's not a problem really at all. And gas tiers we can get from sieving soul sand. But it's a very low chance. So we might need to get that set up as well. Yeah, we need a little bit of that, don't we? How much of that do we need? Let's just confirm. So that's 2. We need 2 of these lumps, right? 2 of the large lumps, so that's 18 of the little lumps. So that's 9 times 3. So we need 27 eyes of Galgador, and then it's 2 per. So we need 54. Is that right? 54 gas tiers. Oh yeah, we better get sieving some of that stuff. Maybe, you know what? Let's use that X-Compressum stuff on some soul sand. Let's give it a try. Alright, I'm going to make everything I need. Actually, we'll just take this guy right here. We can use that. We need 2 of you, and some glass panes, which I should have somewhere. I think it's 4. Is that right? Okay, boom, boom. Good. Alright. Okay, not too shabby. I don't think I have any fortune enchanted books anywhere. We do have an efficiency unbreaking, but not fortune as far as I know, because we don't really get swords either. So let's put this guy over here, and I don't think it even requires power. Yeah, it does require power. Okay, that's fine though. We have power just below the floor. Okay, so first things first, let's remove a little bit of that flooring. Good. Let's remove this hopper. Okay, good. That's got our soul sand in it right now. Now, by theory, we can just place that in there and get it good to go. this is where the book goes, and we need some power. Okay, let's get some power in this thing, and let's get this guy set up and give it a try. It never hurts to try. Never. Let's just pull them all out. Might as well. And we're going to need some sort of an item duct or something. We could probably just use transfer nodes again. I know I use them a lot, but it's just so cheap and easy, especially at this point in time. Item ducts are still a little annoying to make, just saying. So this guy needs power. Let's remove this as well. And we'll just put power right on the side, like so. And that can go down to there. No, it cannot. It cannot go down to there. Okay. If I go like this, let's see. So we need to place down transfer node right there. Good. That'll pull the block from above. And then we can pipe into it. Like that. I just want to confirm where we're at and what we can do here. So those are taking up those block spaces. Okay. So what if I go here? Can this work? No. I think we'd have to go adjacent over here. Does this work? No, obstructed as well. Shucks. Okay. Let me figure out a powering setup for this. Alright, so that should have done the job. I think we're good to go there now. There is a hole. I don't think we can fall down it, though, because of the connector. Yeah, we're good to go. So this little guy in here, who do we got? We got Rune Wolf in here. Nice. Rune Wolf, good streamer, good guy. From as much as I've met him. And he's just going and going and going. He's just working. Now, if you feed him, like you see, some toast, look at how much faster he goes. He really goes. Holy cow. Okay. Well, maybe this is actually more worth it than I thought. Is there a way that we can get a fortune book easily? Not really in this pack, is there? I think we need to just randomize it with enchants. Because if we got a fortune efficiency book up here, that could be pretty sweet. But in the meantime, I'm going to place that in there. It's going to find its inventory. Keep that nice and full. We have a nice full bar. And let's get some more sand as well. And really kick this thing up. 5 more, and we'll get just this going, right? It's chunk loaded, so it should go for basically all time. That's going to go into the witch water, which is going to transform it into the transfer node, and then we'll get it in this guy. Okay. Well, it's not too bad. It's pretty good. But as you can see, he's already slowed down again. So he used up that food decently quickly in all of his assistance. And you can see there up on Wayla, you get the speed boost of 6.0. So I'm going to let this run. Hopefully we get some gas tiers. We may need more fortune, though, because this might be a lot of soul sand. We might need to get, like, chests of it. But we'll see. It's a 2% chance. Now, one of the other things here, I walked by it really quickly, and some of you may have noticed it, is the table from DecoCraft. This guy here is pretty sweet. We made this on the live stream, and we're going to use some of the DecoCraft stuff for decorations around the base. But you basically put in clay, you put it in here, and then hit the arrow. So you need clay, and then you need different colors. So red, green, and blue. Lapis, green dye, and red dye, basically, is what it's required. And then you can make all of these different cool items, mostly for decoration, but some of them do have function. Like, hey, do you want a plunger? And then if you hold shift, it tells you the cost. You can do mailboxes, you name it. It's pretty cool overall. I'm not going to lie, it's a great little thing. And we'll get into this a little bit later on, for sure. Still no gas tier. Really? Still nothing? Okay. I'm going to sleep, and then we need to get working on our next item, which is the molecular transformer. This is the guy that we need to make Cenarium for the Cenarium plates and all of that type of stuff that we need to make that AE2 wrench. So let's get that guy started up. I'm going to get a lot of this prepped. We've made HV transfers before, and then we'll get into that. This guy's a bit more of a pain to make, so we'll get into that as well. Alright, so I wanted to bring you back at this point for the HV cable. So you can see here with the EV transformer, you do need the insulated HV cable, which is basically HV cable with 3 rubber. HV cable is an iron ingot on extruding. It's not very expensive at all, but it is a little bit expensive in rubber. You will go through a decent amount of that to make these guys, so that's perfect. What's the last part that we need? Oh, yes, a Lapotron. Oh, God, more advanced circuits. Oh, no. All right, we'll make them. All right, so we're back here, and we're making the EV transformer. So let's get the Lapotron crystals. Oh, man, these advanced circuits are becoming the bane of my existence. I cannot wait to have them auto-crafted, if you know what I mean. All right, good. So those are done. So there's only one more piece to go, and that is the MT core. This guy's a bit of a pain to make as well. We need some of that reinforced glass, which I have some, but not quite enough of, if I remember correctly. I only think I have 5, and we need a full batch of 6. Great. We need some irradiant uranium, so we need uranium ingots, which can just be crushed uranium ore in a compressor. Okay, that's probably the easiest way to go with that. Let's get... Do I only need 2 of them? Is that true? We need 2 there, yeah. And, yeah, I think I only need 2 of them. Okay, good. That's easy. Boom, we'll throw those in the compressor. Get those guys working. No problem whatsoever. Looks like we're going to need a decent amount of plates, and I haven't done the exact math on it. But it looks like we're going to need, first of all, some advanced alloy. I don't believe... Oh, I have 1 spare. That ain't going to help with nothing. So I need to make more advanced alloy, which is pretty straightforward. And a couple other things. Let me get some of the resources put together, and we will, you know, come back when that's done. Alright, so we're killing it. We're moving. We're cruising. Doing pretty darn good. Again, these just go in the assembly table. Only require about 100,000 RF. Pretty much nothing at this point in time. But we can get our radiant glass panes. Very good. Right next to it, I got our neutron reflectors, which are these guys, part of the thick neutron. So that's going to give us 8 of those. These don't stack, which is really annoying because they have a durability. Just saying. Alright, boom. So that's our 1 thick neutron. And then, of course, we have to click all these in like that into another thick neutron. Those guys combined with the irradiant glass panes gives us the MT core. We place the MT core in here, and we have our first molecular transformer. How sweet is that? We need a glass fiber cable, and we need to go downstairs in the basement. Now, how many exactly do I need? I only want to make exactly what I do require at this point in time. So I believe it's 5 per. Yeah, it looks like it's 5 per. So there's 4 in the enriched... No, there's 5 in the enriched cenarium alloy. Yeah, and we need 2 of those. So that is indeed 5 per. Okay, good. This guy requires just the 1. Alright. Not too shabby. We need to make a whole bunch of advanced alloys as well. So we need 10 total. So that's 10 pieces of glowstone. Not very expensive so far, as you can imagine. Let me just take a look over here. How are we doing? I set up an autonomous activator with apples just from our farm over there to automatically feed Rune Wolf here, sieving our soul sand. And so far we've gotten 2 gas tiers. Okay. Fortune book would be nice. Sadly, there's no Ender IO enchanter or really any easy way to get things done with that. But, you know, I'm sure that'll come up in the comments. Just saying. It probably will. It usually does. Alright, there we go. Good. And we will put this guy right down here. Now, the problem that this guy is going to have is it's going to start taking all of the power. All of the power pretty much total. As soon as I put in this glowstone, we're basically going to stop iridium production and probably stop UU production because this thing is going to take a ton of it. Now, as you can see, it's taking about 400 EU per tick, and we need 9 million EU. So it's going to take a while. We don't really have the best for EU production, so it's going to take a while. Just saying. These guys are also supplying all of this stuff. We could try to disconnect some of it, but I think for now, we might as well just let it go. So we're getting about 400 per tick, 3%. You know what? That's not that bad. We can fire this up and maybe get a little bit more out of it. No, actually, that would just go to the mass fab. So, yeah. So that's about the most that we're going to get out of this at this exact moment, which is a little sad. But I'm hoping by the morning it'll be full. It'll be done. You know, leaving it overnight and all that kind of stuff on a server with claimed chunks. Here's hoping. So those are good. So we're getting progress done. The other thing that we needed is we need a whole bunch more of this irradiant uranium. How much more of it do we need? We need 8 of these, right? Okay, so we need 8 of these at 8 per. So that's 64 of the irradiant uranium. So, without further ado, let's get that process started as well. Throw them in the compressor, and we can get those guys going quite quickly, along with the 64 glowstone that we're going to need. Rip glowstone, glad I have a whole bunch. We can make seeds, though, so I'm not going to be too worried. And then we'll throw that in our laser setup over there, which just finished another batch of redstone circuits. Very good overall. So that's going to get us that. Other than that, we need a whole bunch of this advanced alloy. Now we need, what is it? It's 64 total of that. So we need 64 total advanced alloys. Alright. We can do that. So that is 64 plus 32 of each of the plates. So we might need to make some more bronze. I'm just guessing. Yes, we do. Alright, let's make some more bronze while we're waiting around here and getting that going. So there's some more bronze cooking up. We're going to need that. We might as well start the plates as well. So we need a stack and a half of each. That's not too bad. A stack and a half of tin. Good. And then it'll be the stack and a half of bronze, but we're making most of that right now. We really need more overclockers, just in general. Just saying. But once that's done, we'll go from there. I'm going to put all of the tin in here. That'll just start running through, and we don't have to worry about it or maintain it at all. We'll take out the bronze. We should have a stack and a half of that. That's good. Okay, I already put away the tin. Good. Let's take out, you know what? Let's put it all back and take out a stack and a half of that. That leaves us with 18 bronze left over. Ay, chihuahua. And we'll throw the bronze in here as well. It's just kind of nice because I can set this and forget it. It's not nearly as quick, though. I'm not sure if there's any upgrades or anything like that that you can put on it, but of course, if we do this to this, it's quite a bit faster. So the uranium ingot we can pull out. Again, it doesn't give you radiation or anything like that, so you're good to go without the suit. And we can start getting those crafting. Very nice. Got lots of redstone chipsets, got a few extra machine chassis. We're looking pretty darn solid at this point in time. So I need to get all of these advanced alloys up and running. In the meantime, let's go take a quick look at our B situation. We'll pull out the 32 and place in 32 more. Okay. Let's quickly analyze our Bs over here and see what we got. I didn't put anything in there. Why did I look there? Oh, supernatural. Nice. That is the one we are going after. We have a supernatural charmed. Okay. And this guy's a supernatural charmed as well. I think we're going to try to combine them. Cross your fingers, everybody, that we are not going to get a charmed. So now that that's done, let's see. We need mysterious and esoteric combined. So we have some esoterics. We have quite a few esoterics, and we have more drones as well. But I'm going to steal this princess, actually. And the reason I'm going to do that is we don't really need the esoteric after this. As far as I know, at least for a while. For the goal we're going after, we don't need it. So in the meantime, we're going to do the esoteric with a mysterious drone. get those guys combined with the soul frames, and we're hoping for an arcane. Arcane and supernatural are the two we're looking for here. And those two together will help us quite a bit. But the supernatural one is the one we need more. Big time. Alright? Now, I wouldn't mind getting a few more apiaries up and running. But I'm kind of holding out for the alveary, which is kind of the next step for our bees. And I believe I've shown you guys it already, but the alveary blocks all require the scented paneling, which requires royal jelly and pollen cluster and honey in a carpenter. So let's, without further ado, we have, oh god, the mobs are just freaking out. We have lots of carpenters and stuff, and we have squeezers, but these guys are kind of set up for seed oil right now. So what I think we're going to do instead, I think I'm going to actually set up the next ones beside it here, just like so. And I think we're going to basically put a squeezer and a carpenter up here for this production. So let's get those two blocks put together as well. We might need more bronze. This just in. Alright, so here's our stack of mixed metal ingots. Let's get these guys started to compress up as well. This is kind of more the crafting that a lot of people think that I should always be doing. Just saying. Why is that not... Oh, that would do it. Okay, there we go. More bronze. All the things. So we're going to get these advanced alloys processed and at least ready to go so that we're prepared for the wrench. The next step is basically going to be getting the things ready for the slime. Now, if I remember correctly, it's milk, right? I'm not sure if there's actually a recipe in here yet. Oh, there is. Okay. So a bucket of water plus milk equals slime balls. Now, there's another little thing about it. So let's get a few barrels. Let's get 4, and I'm just going to place them out here in the middle of no man's land type thing, just like that. And we're going to fill them up with water, because that's what we do. That's what it said to do, alright? 1, 2, good. So we'll fill these guys up with water, and then we're going to add milk to them. And that's going to give us the milky substance, whatever you want to call it, that's part of ex nihilo. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure this is correct, but let's go milk our cows over here. Hello, moo-moos. How are you? Thank you. Thank you for your milk. Very kind. Now, if we add these in, boom, it's going to start sliming up these barrels of water. Now, if I remember correctly from doing this a long, long time ago, so bear with me if I'm wrong, these have a chance of spawning slimes as well, just straight out of the barrel. So if we actually leave this slime in the barrel, there's a chance of it spawning slime. So instead of just getting some slime balls with it, we have a chance of actually spawning some slimes. So my base isn't all that safe anymore. Let's put it that way. In the meantime, while we're waiting for those to get slime and all that kind of stuff, I'm going to charge up my jetpack and we'll get the carpenter and squeezer that we need for the honey production. Aha, I was right. Slimes. We have slimes, everybody. Yes. Okay, so these guys do confirm spawn slimes if you just leave them running. Now, this is getting a little hectic. Good thing I have the scythe. Now, we might not have needed that much slime. This might get a little crazy if we keep getting slimes after slimes after slimes. But this is great for slime balls. And I'm thinking later on down the road how easy this is going to be to actually farm slime, let alone experience. You can just set up a few of these barrels. You don't even need a spawner or anything. And we can get some slimes going. So I'm very, very happy that this is in the game. I think it's going to make certain things a lot easier. In the meantime, I'm still working on the squeezer and all that kind of stuff, but I just wanted to show you guys as they spawned in. Now, one of the things I'd like to note on that point, though, as you can see, it did use up the slime in the barrels, okay? So it's not like an infinite use thing. It does use up the slime. So you would have to automate the water, which is easy, and the milk, which is also quite easy, going into those barrels to get that slime farm up and running. But overall, I think it's pretty darn sweet. In the meantime, let's get ourselves all the stuff that we need to get these squeezers and all that put together. I should have made the gears over here. This setup for gears, by the way, way better than a smeltery. Way better than a smeltery. Just saying. Alright, boom. There's our sturdy casings. Very good. So the squeezer is some tin with some glass. That one's pretty straightforward. Tin with glass. Boom. Boom. So there's our squeezer. That's going to squeeze honey drops into honey, liquid honey. And then the carpenter, I can't remember what it is. That one's bronze. Yeah, bronze in that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more bronze. Decent amount of bronze, though. Just going to say. I mean, that's like 48 bronze or something like that. But there you go. We have the squeezer and we have the carpenter as well. So let's get our flux duck prepared. Just like so. And we'll go squeezer right there and carpenter up like so. So those guys should get power and all that. And all that we can do, so honeydew for example, we can put this in here and it'll start squeezing and making us some honey. Each one gives us 100 millibuckets. So we get a decent amount. And honey drops work as well. So, but we're going to use a lot of this honey. So let's get this going and go from there. What is going on over here? That's a lot of trees. What is the holdup? There's a problem. I know there's a problem. Apple oak pollen. Really? Really? We got apple oak pollen from those pesky butterflies that are floating around, and that clogged up our whole system. Well, that's not great. That is not ideal at all. I guess in the meantime, we can do a quick fix for that. As far as I know, we can do this. Do I have a spare drawer or anything like that? I don't think I do. Maybe just a barrel? Do I have a barrel somewhere? Anything? Do I have anything anywhere? Doesn't look like it. Anything? I got nothing. Got nothing, guys. Okay, let's see if we have a barrel somewhere. Barrel. See? No, I do not. Control? I do not. Okay, drawer. Oh, there's too many drawers to look it up that way. Okay. I'm a little concerned that they're not going to join together. Is part of my concern. So that's why I'm talking about the differences there. Let's get these guys going again a little bit more. 6 gas tiers. We're moving on up in the world. We're moving on up. Okay, apple oak pollen. This guy is good for making trees and stuff like that, which is good for later on down the road. But for right now, it's kind of more of a hindrance. Let's get a cache just with a pipe, I guess, and make sure that we don't run into this problem again. So we'll just do this, we'll lock it, and we'll put in the apple oak pollen. Hopefully that's okay. Our apples are almost full, so that's a bit of a concern. We have our 64 irradiant uranium. That's good. We got our alloys as well, so we can do this. We are moving on up in the world. We are getting things prepared for our quartz wrench quite nicely. So all we need now is the cenarium and, of course, the iridium. Now, we do need, what is it, 16 diamonds for this recipe. Boom. So we are ready to go, except for the iridium and the cenarium. That's pretty darn sweet. That makes me very happy. We have more bronze coming through, producing, which is good, because we're going to need it at some point in time. Our honey is increasing quite dramatically. And let's go check quickly on our cenarium production. How are we doing down here? How is all this going? So, we don't have a piece yet, but we're very close. That will definitely be fine, and we'll finish. And we're up to 34 iridium ingots. Overall, pretty darn sweet. I'd love to get another boiler up here set up for EU production, just to start really ramping this up a little bit more. We have about 400. That would basically almost double our power. But in the meantime, I'm just going to fix up that reactor so that we can get more EU out of that. Let me double check the time, see where we're at overall. I guess we could start some of the scented paneling as well. So that's wood planks, beeswax, royal jelly, and honey. Okay, let's get 2 things of beeswax. We'll get this guy at least configured appropriately. Boom, boom. Good. Which wood plank should we use? Probably just the regular. We'll take out all of those. What did we get? We got an esoteric. That is not great. What did we need? We needed mysterious, right? Is that what we needed? No, we needed arcane. So we need this with mysterious. Mysterious, esoteric. Okay. So this guy's esoteric, mysterious already. Let's combine it with that one there and see what we end up getting. That should be fine. Oh, I forgot to look at the other one, though. We should look at the other one. Okay, that's catching up quite nicely. We got another ghast here, everybody. Hype. Alright, I think I'm going to use spruce wood because we have a lot of it going on over here. Let's get even more. Let's get another stack going. And spruce wood is so easy to farm. And we can kind of use it as like the trash wood, if you know what I mean. Just kind of used for crafting recipes and all that kind of stuff. So that'll work like that. We got more than enough. No, we don't. Okay. We will have more than enough in but a few seconds. Good. Okay. So this is going to be like so. We can put in those 3. Then we're going to have royal jelly up there. And then, of course, the pollen down there. Now, of course, we're missing the honey itself. But we can get that just by doing this. We may also look to automate that with a liquid transfer. Okay, good. So we have honey. So it's starting to produce the scented paneling. Good. We might as well get it started, and we need as much of this stuff as possible. So I think what we're going to do is we'll set up the liquid transfer node. This is going to be the easiest way to do it, I think. Like so. No. Do not want that. And like so. So that should automatically be inputting our honey directly above from down here. So let's get even more honey starting to produce. We do have some spares, so I've been stockpiling it, which is good. We can get these guys going, and that should work quite nicely. We're starting to get some scented paneling. We're going to run out of pollen clusters and royal jelly quite quickly, but it's for the good. It's better to get things started now than having to deal with them a little bit later on. There we go. All right, see ya. See ya, Stacy. Great guy, by the way. Great streamer. He really has a lot of fun while he plays games. A lot more than I do sometimes, I swear. I don't know how he has so much, but I love my games anyways, so that's fine. Okay, good. So we got that going. We got that going. We've started producing the scented paneling. Now, of course, we need 8 of those per, with an impregnated as well, to even make the alveary block. And then the alveary block can be increased with other things. It can be upgraded into the mutator, which is one of the ones we want for sure. Frame housing, rain shield to keep rains off the bees. Lighting, I think that's to make them work all night. Electrical stimulator, I'm unaware of that. Hatchery, I'm unaware of. Swarmer, I think, gives you a chance of getting other bees or something. Fans to keep them cooler. Heater to make them hotter. Hygro regulator, not sure what that does. Sieve, no clue. No clue about that one. And a stabilizer. And then, of course, an alveary transmission. And I'm assuming that's power related. So that might be more for like the dentistry type things. That's my guess. I don't know. We also get a chance of propolis while squeezing, I can't remember which one it is. While squeezing, yeah, regular honey drops. So that's pretty sweet too. I need to get more honey drops going. We have quite a few, so I'm not very concerned about that, as well as many other ones that we can work on in due time. But we'll get these guys working in the centrifuge. I'm probably just going to throw a hopper on top. That should work quite nicely. And we can then fill that up with combs, like so, and get even more honey drops. Okay, good. Not bad at all. I like it. All of our stuff is going quite well. If you guys like this video, make sure you slap that like button. Make sure you subscribe as well for more videos. We're just getting started here. We are just getting started on this world. So much more to do. So much more. And we got our first scenarium height. This is the first one of the world. We need so much of it. It's not even funny. But there we go. Our first enriched scenarium is in place. 7 more to go there, plus another 2 more for the plates once those finish, and the iridium. I think we're pretty much there, though. I think we're very close to getting our AE2. I'm hoping to have it by next episode, but there's a chance that that may not happen. You never know with these things. So, anyways, that is going to be it for me. Oh, God. Rip torches. Rip torches. Forgot there was water in there. It's fine. It's fine. No big deal. We'll just put down torches again. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. There we go. Nailed it. Alright, guys. Thank you so much. And bye-bye for now.